What is going on today, guys? We are back for another episode in Gold Rush the game. Now, we got a lot of the drilling done off camera, and we got a little bit left to go. We're going to be drilling around the hot spots today, see what we can find for good gold numbers in them. Now, there's quite a few decent spots to mine around on here, so there's actually quite a bit of drilling left to do after doing the every other hole kind of thing that we were doing. So it looks like there should be a pretty decent amount of gold here, and a lot of it seems to be kind of how the standard was for them tiles we did over there. It's like there's a little bit of overburden on top, and it's all about relatively the same depth on the inside. So I'll take a look here, and as you can see, it's all about, you know, roughly 10-ish meters, I'll call it. But there's one tile over here that's kind of a little bit goofy. You can see this one's almost 10 meters, and this one is only 5. Now, I drilled it 3 times to make sure that that was right in separate spots on there. But yeah, it appears it's only 5 meters deep, so I don't know what the deal with that is, but you can see 10 meters there, 8.8 there, and this one's shallow, but it doesn't look like it should be, uh, you know, 4.9 there, but I guess, so be it, I guess. All these out here are all garbage tiles. I don't know why they even call them yellow. This one here, maybe if we cleared half of it out and then took the bottom half, but to be perfectly honest, is it worth our time? I guess we'll see. I mean, it isn't a leaderboard event, so I guess we'll find out. We got this whole strip here to hit up and check out, and uh, then we can get to mining after we uh, well, actually, we're not going to get to mining. We still don't have that set up or anything like that, but you guys know what I mean. After we get everything drilled out and mapped out, then we can get a plan of attack done for our whole mining operation on the claim. So my thought is, depending on how the overburden is, we might use the bulldozer, give it a little shot, see how it goes. Um, Overall, it doesn't look like there's really a ton of overburden on this claim. So, if this was like a leaderboard event, a lot of these tiles I'd probably just, you know, well, I guess we'll have to see. I don't know exactly how this layout's going to be, but there were several tiles that had like less than half a meter of overburden on them, and it's like, what, something like that. If it was in an event, I'd mine the whole thing, you know. And even in the off season like this, less than half a meter of overburden, you might as well mine it. I mean, it's not gonna screw up your numbers enough to make it worth scraping off, because the time it'd take you to scrape that little bit off is just, to me, it's a waste. It really is. And it really depends on how much overburden is on. I never noticed there's freaking cows up there on that hill. Huh. That is interesting. I just now noticed that there's cattle grazing up there. That's pretty neat. And they actually move. Okay, that's pretty cool. Uh, yeah, that's interesting. Huh. Just now noticing that, to be honest. Let's take a look at the map here and see what we located. So, that tile's garbage. Obviously, this one's going to be garbage because it's too far to the edge. But, there's some decent-ish stuff. I mean, these are going to take some overburden removal, as you can see. Um, Even this one where it's like this light color gold stuff, I'm getting rid of that, going right to the 0.49 and below kind of stuff. So it looks like there's a few meters of overburden, but we're also up on this kind of like ridge here. So, you know, it looks like it's uh, kind of a little bit odd how it just like has this random ridge right there. But it looks like that could pretty much all be just dozered off or something like that all the way over. But like I said, I kind of want to try out the dozer and see how that works for us. So anyway, we're just going to be mapping out around these three tiles here basically. I went up here just to check it out because, this tile was okay. I mean, if you get down below the 6 meter depth, then you start getting into some decent gold, but it basically looks like the pattern of about 4.5 meters of overburden on these, so give or take. I mean, it's only a rough number anyway, but it's kind of weird how much different the claims are as far as like where the gold is located and stuff like that on them, because on the Nighthawk claim we basically dealt with gold was in a huge pocket, like a big pit sort of thing, and on here it looks like it's kind of more in strips than in pockets. So a little bit interesting. Not sure what the plan of attack is going to be exactly for mining it out. Um, if it is in a big pocket like on Nighthawk, I like making like a little trail right down in and just digging it out like such. But on here, at 10 meters deep, you can pretty much scrape it all out in one go with the excavator. I mean, we'll probably leave a little bit on the bottom, which we can end up cleaning out with the end loader. But for the most part, I think pretty much this whole claim is just going to be a top-down sort of mining with the excavator. So it ought to be pretty simple kind of mining. Um, it's not going to be anything, like you mine as far as the excavator can go deep, and then you go, well, hey, the best gold's still that much further down yet. We gotta figure out a trail to get down to it, make it so you can drive in and out with the dump truck, and maneuver around with the end loader. But this looks like this is going to be some pretty simplistic mining. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it looks like it's all in pretty much a strip, and depth wise it's pretty good. So I'm kind of liking how this claim looks. And when the next event comes out, we could very well just try out this claim instead of going to the Nighthawk claim. We could very well just come over here and hit up this claim and try it out for an event season. Now, I'm not sure what the plan is going to be for the next event season. I believe the next event will be sometime in March, as far as I know. So I'm not sure if we're gonna go after the #1 spot again, or if we're just gonna go for a top 10 finish. Because top 10 is gonna be pretty easy to achieve, I think. If we get one good clean out a day after we get on like either this claim or the Nighthawk claim, like say we get one 6-bucket claim or 6-bucket cleanup a day as far as the event goes. Once we get onto these better claims, we'll be putting up at least 700 ounces per day doing it that way. So it's really not going to be too hard to compete with getting a top 10 spot. Now, if we wanted to go for a #1 spot again, of course, we'd probably want to get done 10 clean outs a day, or 10 clean outs a day, and we're going to want them to be at least 150 ounce clean outs. Now, that is very achievable, but the reason I say I'm not sure what I want to do yet is I do want to keep making the videos of the other games I've been playing while we do the next event season. I basically took the whole event season off from doing any of my other videos this last event. So I'm not sure if I want to do that again, or if we are going to compete for a top 10 spot and I still want to, or compete for the #1 spot and I still want to make the other videos, that means I'm going to have to put in that much more time. So I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. You guys can, you know, voice your thoughts on it down in the comment section as well. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you want me to compete for the #1 spot in the next event? You know, because right now I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I'm still unsure. Haven't made up my mind, and any input on it is good input at the moment. Because like I said, I'm still unsure. Still unsure. So any input would be greatly appreciated, and I would definitely take that into consideration for the next event. But let's take a look at the map here now and see what we're looking at. So all in all, it looks like the main gold is, like I said, it's in like a strip. Now I'm not sure how much different it's going to be over here. This stuff is all pretty good gold, you know, throughout over here. So this very well could be like a pocket. But over here again, it's basically a strip. And, you know, this stuff is pretty decent. Even the top part here, you know, it's still halfway decent gold. It's all mineable stuff. Then you get into some that has a bit of overburden, but, you know, it all looks like it's some fairly okay stuff to be mining. I'm not going to mine around these tiles here, but what we're going to do is we're going to slide over and start mining around, or rather drilling, not mining, around all of these throughout here. And as you can see, there is some pretty good gold. This one's just a solid tile here. We could mine the whole thing. 550 ounces gold. That's pretty nice. 535 for this one. And again, you know, less than half a meter of overburden. I'm mining the whole thing. I'm not bothering to scrape overburden off that. But like I said, as you can see, there is some pretty nice gold over here. So we're going to be drilling around all this. And the next episode's going to be the setup. We're going to be setting up our big mining operation, our tier 3 system. We're going to get that all set up over there on the pad. I'll do that on camera, most of it anyway, because it's a slightly different kind of setup to it. I mean, it's really not that much different, but I'll show it on camera just so you guys can see the difference and how it all snaps together and stuff like that. You know, if this was an event, I'd probably just consider skipping it, but it is just our off season kind of, you know, playing around, I'll call it, kind of season. I mean, we're not like, how do I want to put it? We're not like basically out to push hard like during an event. So this is basically just going to be, you know, a little bit more laid back mining. I'll show a bit more of the stuff that I would normally skip for an event, like all the drilling like I'm doing now. I'm showing you more of that. If we have to, I'll show you guys making the trail all the way into the bottom so we can scrape out the bottom gold if we need to. I can show a little bit of the overburden removal process, show you guys a little bit of like the washing process, how I would go about, well, I guess I really don't need to show that because that's really, there's really nothing to that really needs to be showed. But yeah, I'm going to be showing a lot more of the stuff that I would generally skip, just because, you know, like I said, we're not aiming to push like super fast on here. I mean, there's not an absolute need to. Like I said, it's going to be more just laid back, chill mining. Once we get everything all set up and we start mining, then we're basically just going to do a clean out video a day for videos. Maybe something a little bit different every once in a while, depending on, you know, if you guys like want to see something in particular. Maybe we do like a digging video one day and then a clean out video the next kind of thing. You know, it's, you know, we could do basically whatever on here. Like I said, there's no pressure behind how we got a mine on here now, so and I can basically do whatever I would like to, or if you guys want to see something, whatever you guys would want to see. So it's not like, you know, especially with an event, you know, you're pushing to get as much done as possible per day, as fast as possible, and you know, the off season's all about, you know, taking a step back, relaxing a little bit, fine-tuning some techniques for the events. I do have a few plans for the next event, especially if we're going to push for, if we do decide to push for a number one spot. I do have several plans I'd like to do to change up a little bit of how I do my mining, how I do my washing process, all that sort of stuff. So now the stuff I have in mind would definitely change up a lot of the speed, and I think it would make it a lot quicker as far as all the cleanups go, or all the cleanouts, not the cleanups. Cleanups are the, okay, I don't know how you guys call it, but for me a cleanout is one wash, or one full wash, where you gotta pull the mats out, pull the buckets from the duplex jig, that sort of thing. That's a clean out for me. A clean up is when we wash it all through the wavetable, run it through the magnetite separator, that sort of thing. So if you guys hear me talking about that and go, what the hell is he talking about? That's what I'm talking about. But basically what I want to implement in the next leaderboard event is a bit of a change to how I do my clean outs. So it's gonna help make it go a bit quicker, hopefully. But I guess we'll see. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me on it. But I think it should go a lot quicker. You know, any little bit of time you can shave off in the leaderboard event is huge. I mean, you know, look at how close the max gold event was for us. And, you know, if we could have saved, you know, what, 3 minutes of clean out, how much more would we have been able to put out on the leaderboard? So, you know, I'm not at all disappointed about not making rank 1 in the max event. We got, like I had mentioned in one of the earlier leaderboard videos, I was perfectly fine with sharing the number 1 spot with Dex. You know, yeah, I was still going to push for the max event, but once we had basically claimed and were guaranteed the seasonal number 1 spot, I was able to relax a bit more because, you know, we had achieved our goal. We got a rank 1 spot, and we didn't need to be greedy and take both. So I was perfectly fine with sharing the rank 1 spot with Dex. I mean, he busted his ass. He did a really good job. He caught up and kept the lead the last day of the event, pretty much. So, you know, kudos to him. He did an awesome job. And like I said, I was perfectly fine with sharing the rank 1s with him. So we both took a rank 1 and rank 2, which is great. You know, but overall, the reward, I mean, it looks neat. The Parker's face on there is pretty cool. I got it. I will not deny that. But I wish they would have done a little bit more with the paint job. What I would have done was I would have laid the new skin graphic over a new color, a new color paint job on it. So basically, all the gold in his face, I would have laid over like some kind of a, some kind of a, like either a gloss black paint job. I think would have looked really great with it. Like a complete, like make the whole drilling machine like the army green color. Turn that all like a nice glossy black color. To put that, to put the rest of the skin over, or you know something like a darker blue with a really nice looking finish to it. I think that would have been great looking instead of on this ugly ass army green color. That's the original skin. So, but other than that, you know, like I said, I was happy with how the leaderboard event turned out. We worked our asses off. He worked his ass off on it, and it turned out great. So if we do it again, and we try to push for the number 1 spot, I know exactly what to do a little bit different. I know exactly what to do different to go for it. Making sure we'd get like the seasonal number 1 spot. So, whole lot of stuff we can do different, but you know, it's a matter of what the plans hold for us, basically. If we, like I said, it all comes down to if we decide we absolutely want to go for getting another rank 1 finish. Now, I'm not saying that I absolutely don't want to, because, yeah, who wouldn't want to go for the rank 1 spot? You know, let's be honest. If we're competing in the event and we're competitive, we want rank 1. I mean, there's no substitute for getting rank 1. But I don't know. Like I said, still up in the air. You guys can let me know your opinions on it if you guys want to see me go for rank 1 again, or if you're just content with me getting a top 10 finish. You know, it's still up in the air, so it's hard to say at the moment. It really is. But anyway, let's do a couple more of these, and then we're going to check the map again and see how this looks. If it's going to be a strip, or if it's going to be like a nice cluster all the way through this area. That's what I'm really curious to know. Now, again, I don't really know if the claim is always set up in this kind of way. So, like, say this claim was all strips. This time we drill it. Would the claim always be all strips, or would it like vary on the next reset, and we get like a cluster instead of like these like few in a row straight line kind of thing? So that's what I'm curious to know, because our whole event season on the Nighthawk, we basically had gold in the exact same spot before and after we reset the claim. It just differed in the amount on the tile, and also the overburden per tile. So it's basically, now I'm going to try that out again in the next event. Once we get to that claim, I'm going to check and see if the gold is in the exact same spot. That's going to be like the first thing we do. We're going to get in the drill, and we're going to go out to basically where we know that big pit was, and we're going to take a test pop with the drill and see if that's where the good gold is again. Because if it is, you know, that's going to be really, how do I want to call it? Predictable when you get on the claim to know exactly where your gold is going to be for the event. So you could basically go, take the drill out, pop a spot, and check it on the map, make sure, pop around it, check it again, pop the next wave around it, and then once you have that whole one pit marked out, You're going to go, okay, well, we know there's gold here, and there's gold here. So you go over and pop the spot, check it just to make sure, and repeat. So, I don't know. If it is, it would be nice, but then again, like I said, it'd be a bit too predictable, I think. So, I guess we'll find out, though. But anyway, let's take a look here. And, wow. Not exactly what I was expecting, to be perfectly honest. Especially considering this dies off to absolutely nothing right next to it. And we have some pretty nice tiles here. And again, we have a really... Oh, wow. Okay, so that is really shallow over here. Right through there. So, okay, that kind of makes sense, I guess. I think we need to drill 170 as well yet here. But so, it is kind of in a strip here, it appears. So, that's kind of interesting. But like I said, this looks like this is going to be a really, really easy claim to mine. I mean, very easy. Now, I think I don't know. I'm not sure which claim would be easier in terms of like event mining though. I mean, obviously, Nighthawk obviously has much better gold content in it. Much. So, there's no real comparison there. But as far as like ease of mining goes, this place is probably by far, just by the looks of how this is going, by far easier to mine. So I don't know. I think you almost might be able to turn out about the same daily numbers per each claim. Depending on if you could get into the right kind of like setup and mining style to do it. We might have to test that out in the next event. We might have to try out being on this claim for the leaderboard event season versus Nighthawk. That might actually be what we do. We might actually try that out because I still think, well, we'll find out though. My thought is, if the numbers are good enough from what we see in this off-season cleanout, we should be able to easily stick a top 10 finish off this claim. Easily. Easily. So I don't know. We'll have to see once we actually start mining out this claim as to how the numbers look. And, like I said, we might just have to try out this claim for an event season. Just to see how it goes. Because I'd be curious to see what we can put up for daily numbers just on this claim. Now I know as far as like monetary value for resetting a claim, this claim, yes, would still be worth resetting. Nighthawk obviously gives you your best bang for your buck as far as gold goes. Now, I would never reset Old Arnold. Absolutely never. And to be honest, you will never see me on Rivertown in an event unless we're doing like some sort of test on it. But honestly, Rivertown for me is an easy skip for a claim. I mean, unless you could start out on that claim with a $0 lease like on Old Arnold, I don't really see a point to dropping onto the Rivertown claim. I really don't. I mean, the gold there, yeah, it's better than Old Arnold, But, I mean, if you're going to jump claims from Old Arnold, you might as well either come here or save up and go to Nighthawk. I mean, Rivertown is just, in my opinion, it's not enough value to waste the jump on. And that's just my opinion, but Rivertown is just not enough value to waste the jump on. And it's definitely not worth it to reset. So I think, yeah, I just, for me personally, I just don't see a point in going to Rivertown. It's a decent claim, don't get me wrong there. It still has decent enough gold. Like I said, it's you know, it's a... Oh, my drill's been destroyed. Well, that's a shame. Oh, you can't move it? Really? Wow. Okay, that's a rip. Let's check out what we've got so far. Okay, this looks... Now, this is what I find really odd. The gold goes from being these really nice color tiles here to, bam, dead tile. Just like that. Just absolutely just done. So I find that really, really weird, to be perfectly honest. But overall, this looks like this is going to be some really easy, really quick mining. As far as overburden goes, there's not a ton on it. And I don't know. We might have to mess with the bulldozer. Like I said, it's the off season. So I think that's going to do it for this episode. Being our drill bit died on us, I think that'll do it for us. So I hope you guys are enjoying the episode. Let's actually take this off. Whoops, wrong one. I think we can just pop this off, can't we? No? How do we get this off? Oh. Ah, interesting. So it just unscrews on both sides, or just... Yep. Cool. Then you just detach it, and it's one bent-ass drill bit. Now, it's kind of funny that you only see one segment, but when it's actually mounted on there and working, you see two different segments that look the same. So, yeah, that'll do it for this episode, guys. I'm going to get the rest drilled out, and next episode, I'm going to be showing up the setting up of all the stuff on there, and then I'll probably hook everything up to power and water after that off camera. So I'm not going to make you guys sit through that. But we will be setting up our tier 3 on camera for the next episode. And from there, we'll probably be messing around with the bulldozer a bit, clearing off some overburden. If the bulldozer works alright for us, maybe we just keep using that for doing like overburden removal in the off season. But all in all, I do much prefer the excavator. Where is our selling station here? Am I hung up on? Not over there, is it? Well, whatever. I don't care. Just sit there then. So anyway, like I said, that'll do it for this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying it. If you guys are enjoying it, make sure you guys smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel and trigger those notification bells so you guys know when my videos come out. And remember, comment down below. The question I posed to you guys earlier about do we compete for rank 1 or just go for a top 10 spot. So, thank you guys so much for being here. And we will catch you guys for the next episode.